Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. I've been informed that we have run out of time, but I wonder if you might want to make a few closing remarks. I got a lot of questions from nearly 300 members of the audience. We have not opened it up for the audience, but just one that was related to Kenya was, when was Kenya Airlines going to resume, and noting that Kenya is an important marketplace. I also want to take the opportunity to thank President Akufo-Addo. I got a message that he had to run because we did go out of time. So I will turn it to you to make final comments, and then I'll turn it back over to our host.
Thank you very much, Linda. And mine, first and foremost, just to answer the question on KQ, we are going to be starting domestic flights, and this is what we're going to use as our trial over the, let's say, next couple of days, because we are opening up the lockdown that we have had between inter-county lockdown. And ultimately, I think that's what's going to set the pace for getting a date for us to open up now once again to international flights. We have seen that if you don't take the necessary precautions, if you don't put in place the necessary measures, opening up too quickly also has its downside, as we have seen in different parts of the world. So we are very eager to open up, but at the same time, we're also eager to make sure that we all stay safe, that we all stay healthy, and we save lives. So it's that balancing, and we are doing everything that we can to make sure we're back in the skies. I think in closing remarks is just to say that I can't emphasize enough the importance I attach to this month of July when we are kicking off these discussions. I have always said that the United States of America, in the early stages of our countries or the dawn of independence, the United States was heavily involved, participated, helped very many liberation movements. Thurgood Marshall, who helped us draft our first constitution, pushing and the United Kingdom to end empire. And you were heavily involved in Africa. A lot of the companies that still exist today started their business on this continent in the early 60s. But for one reason or another, that appetite was lost. Yes, we did go through a very difficult period in the 80s and the 90s where there were governance issues and so many other things. But we have turned that corner. And I think, Linda, you can bear witness that the majority of Africa has turned that corner. And we are now operating in a completely different environment. We are focused on private sector. We are getting more and more business-friendly rules and laws and regulations, understanding that it is the private sector that drives business. It's the private sector that's going to help us create jobs. So we can't forget the past, but let's not live in that past. Let us work together to create a new shared future that is based on the values and principles that we share and have shared from the time of our independence. Welcome, and let's do business. Let's get this ball rolling.
Thank you, Your Excellency, and thank you to President Akufo-Addo, who has already departed. I know that we're all sending you a virtual hand of applause from all over the world. And I look forward to continuing to work with you and to work with your team on the future of Kenya, Africa, and the United States. I now turn the floor over to our leader, Florie Lazaire, the head of CCA, to chair the next panel.
Well, thank you so much.